Oh hello. On today's video, the fact that the Kill Team starter set has gone up for Sunday preview over on Warhammer Community, along with loads more reboxed Kill Teams from the previous edition of the game. Let's go! So the starter set, we've covered it comprehensively on the channel. You probably know what's in it by now, but just briefly to recap, we've got the starter handbook, the MDF terrain, the 2 teams, a token sheet just like in Hivestorm. There's no particular tokens for the Marines or the Plague Marines, interestingly, and some dice. So it's going up for pre-order on Saturday the 26th. Quick look at the old clock to check I was right with that. Yeah, pre-order on the 26th, release on the 9th. So this means we should get reviews from the men who read books, the lucky few on the Influence program on the 26th. Now, arguably the most interesting part of the starter handbook, those starter rules for the Plague Marines, have already leaked. But it'd be interesting to see what else is in there in terms of the new player experience and get a review of how Games Workshop thinks that people should learn to play Kill Team. Okay, and of course it'd be great to see some of those guys with hands-on impressions of the MDF terrain, how sort of solid and robust and colourful it is. That'll be good to see. The price is said to be £67.50. That's not been like fully 100% nailed on confirmed, but it's what people are saying who have good reason to know. I think it might vary by about £2.50 up or down perhaps based on what's been said, but pretty sure it's going to be £67.50. Or in your local currency, just go to the Games Workshop web store, look up Warhammer Underworld's Crypt of Blood. Whatever cost that has in your local area, I think this is going to come out at the same price, okay? Now, the question of when we're getting the Plague Marine full rules, my guess, and it is a guess, it's an informed guess, but it is a guess. My guess is they're going to show up on the 6th of November, because the rules for all the teams came out the Wednesday before Hivestorm released, right? That was when we got the app and all the rules came out. So I expect the Plague Marine rules might come up the Wednesday before this releases properly on the 9th. Now, they might come up a little bit before that. You know, I think it would be smart for Games Workshop to release them sooner, just because it would drum up some more sales, right, for the starter set in terms of established Kill Team players who maybe didn't pick up, because unless you're a complete whale like me, why would you randomly pick up the Warhammer Heroes Nurgle guys? I have them, but most people probably don't randomly have them. So they could draw up some extra sales that way by releasing those rules early. But maybe they want to do a few preview articles and sort of give us a taste of what they're like in the run-up to the release, and then they'll release, I think, the Wednesday before release date is my best guess. So there's some other products. I'm going to start with the Kasin. Now, pretty humorously, as my channel members will already know because they've seen the video, I created a video about how to play Kasin, or a Kasin rundown or review or deep dive, whatever you want to call it. And I recorded that yesterday, and then just as I was about to upload it, we got the leaks of the Plague Marine starter rules from the starter set. So I made that video instead, because a wise man once taught me, where there is news, there are views. So I guess we'll go with that. So the problem is, in that video, I did a whole bit where I lamented that the only place to get the Kasin right now was on Amazon. So that video is going to release wrong. Well, no, not wrong, because the video's going to go up publicly on Monday, and these aren't actually going to be available for another 2 weeks. But just, I guess, as an amendium to that video, amendium? That's not how you pronounce it. Amendum? Adamandium? Addendum. That's the word that I was searching for. Yeah, as an addendum to that video, these will come out at Games Workshop. Now, they are currently available on Amazon. I'm not sure how much this is going to be when it comes out, and Amazon does surge pricing, so your mileage may vary. I couldn't find them in stock anywhere more reputable. They're gone in Elements, and they're gone in all the other places that I would normally check, which is, I'm sure, is partially because these are pretty good for 40k as well. They're a pretty solid 40k unit as well, so it's not even beyond the realms of possibility that if there's 40k players that have been waiting to pick up Kasin, these might be slightly hard to get hold of for a little while, maybe when they come out, I don't know. Maybe all the people that want them for 40k have already bought them, who can say. But yeah, it'd be the same thing when you get a team. We also get separately the pack of cards, and there'll be a little brand new token set inside the box as well, which will mean the price has gone up a little bit, right? Same deal with the Phobos. Genuinely, I can't find the Phobos in stock anywhere. The Phobos kill team with that extra sprue doesn't seem to exist. So if you wanted to start Phobos, you've got to hang fire for 2 more weeks. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks till it can be in your hot little hand. 1 more week till you can pre-order it. And then you can get a full 1-box Phobos team. 10 guys, all the Marines you can need, plus the sprue. And the data cards are there if you want them as well. Legionaries, again, I can't find anywhere that still has the older box in stock. So obviously you can buy the 40k Chaos Space Marine box. Doesn't come with your upgrade sprue, with your Balefire Acolyte and Butcher and all that good stuff. So if you want to get what is probably regarded by most as maybe the most filthy team, maybe the second most filthy team, depending on who you listen to, whether it's these on top or the Thousand Suns on top, but it's certainly up there, right? So this can be a popular one, I think, for a lot of people who are coming in and want to go in straight away. You know, there's that certain mentality of person who's new to a game and wants to go straight in with whatever the internet's telling them is the strongest team. This is the team for you, potentially, right? So, yeah, that'll be coming out soon, again, alongside some data cards. And then we got Pathfinders. I could find these in stock on Amazon for £37.20, which I think is likely to be a good price. And certainly free delivery with Prime, compared to what I'm terrified these are going to go for when they get reboxed for Kill Team. Or you could find out this Mighty Lands of Games people and see if you can get an even better price on their website. I obviously have no affiliate link or any commercial affiliation with these guys. It's just, unless you really want that token set, it will come with a brand new token set, this new box. Unless you really love cardboard tokens, you're going to save some money by picking up this older box, exactly the same plastic. And if you are going deep into Pathfinders, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but if you are going deep into Pathfinders and you want a second box to build more different guys, remember that your second box can just be the 40k Pathfinder squad, which will be even cheaper, because you don't need 2 copies of that Kill Team sprue. Okay? Inquisitorial Agents. Now, this one was a surprise for me, a massive head scratcher. So they'll now sell this same product in 2 different boxes. So Inquisitorial Agents is already available and pretty well newly released in a 40k box like this. RRP of $34.99, usual discount from Element and other places like that. Now, obviously, this new box will have that sheet of cardboard tokens. Some people really, really care about the card tokens. I don't. I won't be using them. Even the ones I have just sit on a shelf, right? But if you want those cardboard tokens, if that's a really key important part of your play experience, then you'll be interested in paying the premium to get the Kill Team box, which has that extra token sheet in. But yeah, I think it's really interesting, because for the first time, like, we've have a decent idea of what they're valuing these tokens at, but not how much of that is there just like having a cheeky price rise, right? But it'd be interesting to have both these products in stock at the same time on GamesWorkshop.com and being able to see the value that they think that the token sheet adds, right? Be interesting. Just I want you to be aware of that, so that you're not drawn to the orangey box like a moth. And even if you do want the token sheet, just like the Pathfinders, if you wanted to run the pure Inquisitorial Agents team, right? So there is a build of Inquisitorial Agents where you need 2 boxes. Okay, your second box can certainly be the cheaper, or presumed cheaper, 40k branded box, rather than picking up 2 of these Kill Team branded boxes, because you definitely don't need 2 token sheets. And you've got some data cards there as well. And then Chaos Cults. Chaos Cults are getting data cards, which I didn't even expect, but they are getting them. They aren't getting a box because that would be too much value. So everything you need for Chaos Cults is currently just under £100 worth of 40k product, because you need a Dark Commune, Accursed Cultists, and Chaos Cultists, which is quite a lot of plastic, actually. So, yeah, but you can have cards if that's something that you want. That they exist, that's nice. So we're going to talk about the future. There's still a lot of teams that they haven't bothered to release yet, right? Like Deathcore, Exaction Squad, Navy Breachers, Novies, the Aquilons, of course, when they leave Hivestorm, the Felgor Ravagers, the Blades of Cain, the Farstalker Kimband, Hands of the Archon, Hearthkin Salvagers, High-Tech Circle, and of course those Vespid. I expect all of these to originally get limited edition boxes. Now, I thought they were going to do them in like 3 release waves of 8, but this has not been a release wave of 8. This has been a release wave of, counting not my strong suit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll call it 6 generously, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like there's 2 more release waves of these to come, which kind of sucks, because if you assume that we're going to get 6 more teams come out alongside, Brutal and Cunning, does that mean the other 6 teams are going to have to wait until spring? It just depends on which teams that they pick, but that's kind of annoying for a game that they want to be new player friendly. Maybe they'll surprise me and they'll do more stuff and there'll be more waves, but I think they needed to work a bit faster than they are at getting out these existing teams. Like, it's no skin off my nose, I have most of the existing teams I could possibly want, but just for making the game accessible, like, as you may have noticed from the content that I'm putting out when I'm doing my reviews of teams, it sucks to put effort into reviewing a team and then be like, oh, but you can't buy this one right now. I'm also no longer sure what's coming out with happening with Gelapox, Euclidean Star Striders, and Angels of Death. I feel like Angels of Death probably won't get a box in the same way that I don't think the new Plague Marines will get a box, because that starter set, unlike Hivestorm, that starter set's going to be an evergreen product. And at £64, like, I don't think they'll sell. I don't think they'd sell a separate Angels of Death or a separate Nurgle box. I think if you want those models, you're going to have to buy the starter set. It's worth saying that depending on what they do with the Plague Marine rules, you don't need those miniatures. You could buy a box of Plague Marines and then a Sorcerer from the 40k range, and presumably you could more or less make the team anyway. I like the Warhammer Heroes models, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a massive problem if they stay locked in the box. Evidence for this is that, well, if we look at the Angels of Death PDF, they don't have tokens listed, and we know there's no faction tokens in the box. I guess they're not getting spun out to their own box. Will they get cards? They could get cards as a standalone release, though. I think that feels possible now that we've seen them do that for the Chaos Cult. In terms of the Euclidean Star Striders and the Galapox, I would have said definitely no. But now they've done a box for the... Because the thing is, the Galapox, you can't buy them currently at all. A re-release for them will be great. I feel like still maybe no, because there's still the weird thing with the Galapox where either they have to be in a different shaped box or they'd have to retool the sprue, to get it into the same profile as all of the other Kill Team boxes. Because right now the Galapox are sold in one of those tall boxes like a Demon Prince, right, where it's like a thin, tall box. Euclidean Star Striders you can buy as a 40k release, but then that doesn't mean anything anymore, so maybe they'll come out with it in a Kill Team box as well. We just can't quite tell, but I do feel for you if you're waiting for one of these teams to come out separately. If you've really looked at it and you're like, oh cool, everyone's talking about the Felgor, I want to play them, and it's like, well, you can't actually buy the old Felgor right now, sorry new players. That's interesting. Final thoughts then. So yeah, shorter video today, just trying to cover the news, cover it off in 15 minutes. Personally, I'm not picking any of this up, not because there's anything wrong with any of it, but because these are all, to a man, miniatures I already own, and I'm not collecting the cards. So, Battle Kit for the win. I certainly, I've already done a video about Battle Kit, but certainly like, when the alternative is buying these cards at over £20 a throw, like, no thank you. Zimbad was talking about buying the starter set. The last time I talked to him, it was like, oh, it depends when it comes out relative to payday. I think it's coming out for pre-order on payday, so If he's picking it up, because I know he doesn't have the miniatures, right? If he's picking up, I will try and beg or borrow the MDF terrain to do a review and a flick through of the book for the channel. That might not happen, but I mean, I'm sure Andy and John at Can You Roll a Crit and all these other people will do a tactile review of those pieces for you. I'd love to do my own, but I'm not. As much as I love the channel, I don't make enough money from it to justify buying something where I don't have a use for any of the miniatures in the box just to review the MDF that I will then never use myself in a game, right? But are you picking any of this up? If you are, let me know. Maybe you've been waiting for Legionaries to come out because you want to get all aboard the meta train. Okay. Maybe you were really inspired to pick up some Phobos for some reason, despite the fact that I slated them. Or maybe you're one of my members, you watched the Kasin video and now you're raring to go with Kasin. Let me know in the chat. Or maybe you want to pick up the starter set because you want to finally get your hands on some of those sweet Space Marine heroes and you weren't the kind of person that was going to hunt them down in Germany and Japan and all the other random places where you could buy them previously. So let me know about that in the comments. If you are buying any of this on release day, please do remember the Element Games affiliate link down in the video description. It is significant, right? The amount of money that I make when there's a big Kill Team release alpha pre-order. Element's doing quite well at the moment. It used to be a flat 15%, which was a little bit less than some of the web stores. They are now doing 20 during the pre-order period on all their stuff, and it drops down to 15 after it goes on general release, or I think maybe after the first week of pre-order. But certainly if you're there on the sort of pre-order update, it tends to be a 20% discount with Element, and then they've always been really good for me in terms of getting the box to me, like on release day, usually about lunchtime. Really good. Now, you know, your mileage may vary. Obviously, it comes with Royal Mail and different post towns, post centres, and all this sort of stuff works slightly differently. But I've always had the delivery on the Saturday of release day, which is really, really good. So I do thoroughly recommend, you know, it's not just a case of me trying to make some money. The money is nice, not going to lie to you. That Element Games link is an affiliate link. Genuinely, it's a recommendation. And they're the shop that I buy all my stuff from, unless I have a specific reason that I'm buying it from GW.com, like when they used to not. They seem to improve their stock, though, so I don't really think that's going to be. Going forwards, I expect to be ordering nearly 100% of my stuff from Element myself as well. So, yeah, highly recommended because it's a genuine recommendation. I want to say a big thank you to all of my members, all of my subscribers, all of my supporters. Thank you. You know, appreciate that. We are getting so close to 2,000 subs. That's amazing. So just if you can, give me a shout out anywhere where you are, where there are other Kill Teamers, you know, whether that's your local gaming store, Reddit, other Discords, obviously within reason. Don't annoy the admins of other Discords, right? But if there's a place for shouting out content, that's always really helpful as well. So thanks everybody. And if you want to chuck some money my way, do consider channel membership. Honestly, it would be enough if you just use that Element Games link if you're ordering yourself a starter set as well. Alright, that's enough of a sales pitch from me. Thanks everybody. I'll see you again on Monday, where in the absence of any new news from Games Workshop, I'll be making public that Kazakin rundown video that I recorded and have not yet released. So look forward to that. Cheery bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Goodbye.